Hey guys, so it is 10 o'clock, a little after 10 o'clock on New Year's Eve, right now, as I'm recording. And crazy hair, am I right? So, yeah, I thought today, as the last day of the year, this will be up actually on the first day of the new year. So, I don't know if you could hear my dog barking outside, but he is. Anyway, um, I thought it'd be special today if I gave my list of my most anticipated games of 2011. These are just in a random order, just a pretty large list, maybe 20 games and stuff that I'm looking forward to in 2011. So I'll just start right in with Asura's Wrath. Um, Now, I don't know much of this game, and I don't think anyone does know much about this game, but it looks like a beat 'em up and or hack and slash game. The debut trailer, which was like the only information we got on the game, was just amazing. It was like this guy. It started out with like this guy with like just spears and arrows and other shit sticking out of him, and just like, "Argh!" And then he just like charges toward this one guy, and this one guy like summons a giant space Buddha, and this giant space Buddha is like gonna punch the earth right where this one guy is, and this guy like pushes back the giant space Buddha, and it just looks like so fucking over the top and amazing, and I'm just excited for it. I think it comes out for 360 and PS3, and maybe PC, but I doubt it. Next up is DMC Devil May Cry, because the Devil May Cry series is one I've always wanted to get into, but I never really could. Um, I've never had a Sony system, so I couldn't play 1, 2, or 3, and I didn't want to go in at 4 because I felt I would like miss the story and whatever, and I wouldn't get any of it. But since this is a prequel, I feel I could just like feel safe jumping right in. I know a lot of people are hating on the new Dante's design, and I have to admit it's nothing really. I mean, it doesn't really look like the old Dante, but the old Dante had a leather boob strap or whatever the fuck it is. I mean, he had a cool jacket, but otherwise he was just so weird and like way too anime, over my head anime. Um, and this new one still looks fun. I mean, it still looks like it'll nail the gameplay. And that's what I'm excited for. I mean, that's what everyone should be excited for in a game. I mean, yeah, the presentation has a lot to do with it, but it's a game. Gameplay should matter most. Next, and this is a predictable one, are the 3 new Sonic games that Sega has teased announcing. Sega said that there will be 3 new Sonic games for 2011. One of them, I'm sure, will be Sonic 4 Episode 2, which I'm really excited for, because Episode 1 was a good launching point, I felt. The number 2 one, I'm guessing, is a Sonic 20th Anniversary game. I don't know if it's going to be a collection of older games, like was rumored, not a game, but a collection of like older levels, remastered and whatever. Or just a new game entirely for Sonic's Anniversary. And number 3, I'm guessing, will just be like another game, maybe Sonic Colors or Sonic Unleashed, just like another thing like that. But if they improve on the Sonic Colors formula, which I hope they will, then it'll definitely be a great game, and I'm excited for that. Next is SSX Deadly Descents. Now, I'm not really one for sports games or extreme sports games for that matter, but I always loved both snowboarding games and skateboarding games, at least up to Tony Hawk, which I'm trying to find now, but I can't. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, there hasn't been a really good new SSX in a while. I like the idea with the flight suit, like you just like snowboard off a cliff or whatever, and then you go whoosh, and just fly around until you reach snow. But yeah, I've always liked snowboarding games, and so SSX has always been a good brand. I mean, I know a lot of people, including myself, were kind of disappointed at the trailer. I mean, it wasn't as like funky or colorful or vivid as the other SSX games like are known for, but I still think it'll provide the thrills. I mean, you're still snowboarding, you're still going fast. This time you're going down mountains, and you have the flight suit and everything. So it still looks like it's going to deliver on the game front, and that's what I'm excited for, because that's the type of game I like. Next is Batman Arkham City. I really shouldn't have to explain this one. Batman Arkham Asylum was my favorite game of 2009. It's one of my favorite games of all time. I just love it so much as a Batman fan, as a video game fan. it just kind of nailed everything. I mean, it got the fighting right, it got the stealth right, it got the presentation right. I mean, you had Conroy doing Batman, and you had Hamill doing the Joker, and it's like everything just worked so well, and it was like one of the best Batman games ever, one of the best games ever in my opinion. I just liked it so much. And it's getting a sequel, and this sequel just looks bigger. They get rid of the whole of like Arkham City, which I'm guessing is kind of based off No Man's Land from the comics. Just like a walled off part of Gotham that's been, well, in No Man's Land, an earthquake hit and Arkham just like broke and all the guys ran free. But in this one, it looks like Mayor Quincy, or now Mayor Quincy, was warden, sealing off part of the city and kind of quarantining it only for the Arkham prisoners. And Batman's just kind of there, and he's free to beat up whoever he wants. And I don't know what the story is, but Hugo Strange is there. And I always liked Hugo Strange in the comics because he knew Batman's identity, and he kind of wanted to become Batman. But he's always like a little too crazy, even though he's a psychiatrist, so there's some sort of irony there. And I just really excited for this game. I mean, it looks like that they're making the combat bigger, like more combos, and you have weapon combos now. You can like put the plastic explosives on a guy and let it loose, and it'll fly into other guys, and you'll be able to like take down two guys at once, and dive in from the ceilings, like dive in from like a wire and whatever, and just like pounce on a guy. And just looks really, really cool. And next is the Conduit 2. Um, I suck at shooters. I don't really like shooters. It's the dual analog control. I just don't like dual analog controls in shooter games, which is why I like Wii shooters. I liked Metroid Prime Corruption. I like the first Conduit. I like Red Steel 2. And the reason is I just think that Wii controls work for first-person shooters because you have all the, you just point and click. It's like a mouse except in 3D, where a mouse is 2D. You only have the mouse pad to work on. The Wii remote is in 3D, and you could it's like a light gun, But with the nunchuck, you can move, and it's really good first-person shooter experience. And I really liked the Conduit. I mean, the story was too short. It was a little too simple, but just on a control front, I liked just being able to shoot everywhere, and I liked how much detail they paid to the controls, where you could adjust it however much you want, and just make them like perfect for you. And what I'm really hoping they do is improve on the multiplayer, because in the first game, everybody fucking hacked the Conduit, and you couldn't find a match, and if you did, like, there are 3 hackers, and so I really hope they improve the multiplayer, have a lot more interesting guns, and I do hope they improve the story mode, because the story mode in the last game was pretty balls. So yeah. Next is Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Again, I'm not really into fighting games. The only fighting game I really do like is the Smash Brothers series, and Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and Tatsunoko vs. Capcom I played a little bit. I really like the Capcom vs. series just because they're so actiony, It's like they're so big and non-stop and colorful, and there's like fucking 3 billion things on screen at once, and you have these ultra attacks and mega attacks and the combos and the partners, and just everything is so extreme about them. And I still suck at them because I suck at fighting games, but I just love playing them because they're so action-packed, Just like so much happening, and I love that. Plus, I love Marvel characters. I love the Capcom characters, so just fun fighting, Just fun using those characters. Next up on the list is Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Again, one I really shouldn't have to explain. The Zelda series has always been great. Again, like Red Steel 2 did this year, you got to use the one-to-one sword controls, and then the shield too with the nunchucks, so that's going to be exciting. And I can't wait to actually see what Nintendo does with the Wii Motion Plus, because the only other game that they used it with is Wii Sports Resort. Oh, and Flink Smash. They used it with Flink Smash too, but I didn't get to play that. I heard it was kind of mediocre. But like this is like a first-party Nintendo big franchise, Zelda, sword, shield, one-to-one motion control. And I really wonder, because you have to mold the rest of the game around that. So I wonder if it's going to be more linear, which I wouldn't really be against, because I get lost in Zelda games, I'll admit it. But I do enjoy the big worlds, but I do get lost or distracted. So if they make it a little more linear, I won't really have a problem with that, especially because we will have to go on a slower pace. Because it is one-to-one, you can't just push a button and have the sword. You actually have to do that, So you'll probably only be fighting 1-2 enemies at a time instead of like the 5 you'd have in a room, like usually in a Zelda game. the bosses will. I can't wait to fight the bosses. Like just the scorpion one, you have to watch his claws open. You know, like if his claws like this, you slash that way. If his claws like this, you slash that way. I just think that I mean all first-party Nintendo games are great. I just want to see how they. It's just so fun. New Zelda game. Every time a Zelda game's announced, on my list. I love Zelda games. They're just so well designed, you know. Next is the new Assassin's Creed. It hasn't been formally announced yet, but Ubisoft does want to have one every year. They're trying to make Assassin's Creed an annual series. And like I said on my top 14 game of the year countdown on my other channel, Dash Roll Rush, um, talking too fast. The Assassin's Creed series is one that's been continuously just getting better, you know, like just getting better. I mean, just every year they make so many improvements, and I just can't wait to see where they take us. I don't know if it's going to be Ezio again or Altair again, maybe, or if it's going to be a new assassin, but either way, I just can't wait to see where they bring the franchise next, because it's an ever-improving series so far. It's just always so good. Next is The Blob 2. The Blob, the original The Blob, was a game that I wanted for the Wii, but I never got, and I never bothered getting it afterwards because I was playing other stuff or busy or didn't have money or whatever. Um, I had large dinner today. Anyway, The Blob 2 was, it's the sequel. It looks better. The first one had a few problems, I hear. I mean, I'm just hoping they refine all of that, make a really good platforming experience. What I loved about the first The Blob I saw a Let's Play of it was the music and the presentation. Just everything was so vivid and colorful, and you got to make the color, and with every color came a different instrument. So if you painted like yellow, there'd be a saxophone and be all jazzy, and if you painted red, there'd be like like drums or something. And so I really hope they expand on that more, just more instruments, more colors. And I just like platformers. That one, the version of the Blob, seemed to be a really good platformer, and I just hope they make everything better again, you know, improve with the sequel. And I know this one is also coming to the 360. I don't know which one will be better, if it'll be better on the 360 or on the Wii, but hopefully we'll find out when it releases. I think it releases February even. So we'll find out then, and maybe I'll do a Let's Play of it if I have the money, but either way, I'm excited for it because I missed the first The Blob, and I hear it was really good. Next is Okamiden, and I'm getting an AIM message. I'm just going to read that. Okay. But yeah, next is Okamiden, the sequel to Okami. Okami was another game that I did play a little bit, but I never had enough time to really get into it and beat it. But it's one that I've always wanted to get into, because it... Oh, yeah. AIM messages. Just gonna BRB. Okay, so, I mean, anyway, so I hear Okami is a really good game. I know this is a different dev team, but if they can recreate Okami on the DS, that'll just be cool. I'll finally get to play a game like Okami. I hear it's kind of like Zelda. You have overworld dungeon item get, overworld dungeon, sort of that type of formula. And like I said, I love Zelda games. I love that formula. So Okami seems right up my alley. And I like the art style that Okami had. I like the connections to Japanese mythology, because I'm not going to call myself a mythology buff because I don't know that much about it. But I am interested in that stuff. I like those stories and like Greek mythology, and mostly Greek mythology stories, but also other things. I just think like mythology is really interesting. Japanese mythology is kind of a new one for me, so I think I'd really get into it. I like a lot of anime, and a lot of that kind of borrows a little bit. But yeah, like The Blob, the original was a game I never really could get into, and I hope to kind of remedy that with the sequel, Okamiden, in that case, yeah. Next is Metal Gear Solid Rising. Again, I've only played the Metal Gear game on the GameCube. I don't know if that was a remake of the first one or the second one. It was called the Twin Snakes, I think. I think it was the first one. It was a remake of Metal Gear Solid 1. And again, I didn't play through all of that. A friend had it, and I just borrowed it for like a week, and I didn't beat it. Um, but from what I hear, they're all really, really solid, solid games. But Rising, like, I'm not really too interested in stealth, and that's why I never bothered to like get um, get the GameCube one for myself and actually finish it. But this one looks totally action based, and I love myself a good action game. I love myself a good hack and slash. And the Kojima team can do a good game, as evidenced by the popularity of the Metal Gear Solid series. So I can't wait to see how they take that quality that they gave to the rest of Metal Gear Solid and put it into just a pure action game instead of a stealthy type, more stealthy type game. Because this does look more action. I don't know if it's going to be more stealth or whatever. But hopefully it's more towards the action side, just, Raiden or Raiden going through shit, slashing things up. Um, and I can't wait. I like a good action game. This one seems to be a good action game. Next on my list is Missplosion Man. Again, another game. I never got to play the first one, but I hear really good things, but I just haven't really been bothered to play it because money or other shit. And I hope to remedy it with the sequel. Missplosion Man looks like a fun platformer game. Um, really, really unique. Well, not unique style, but it like really cartoony. I like cartoony. I like cartoons. And just bouncing, hopping all over the place. Again, I like the platformers. This one looks like a great platformer. And yeah, I guess you could say the same thing for my next on the list, Battle Block Theater. But unlike Mr. Explosion Man on Missplosion Man on previously, Battle Block Theater is made by a team I kind of like already. I played Alien Hominid. I played a few games of Castle Crashers with some friends. And I really like the team. I really like the style that they take with all their games. Kind of flash game, but like bigger than a flash game could ever be. And Battle Block Theater is more platformy, and I love platformers. And the rest of them kind of looks like a combination between Rascals, which just came out recently, and I don't know what else. But it's like a versus platform game, and I can't wait to see like where they take that and how they do that type of type of gameplay. But I hope it has a strong single player because I don't have an Xbox Live Gold account, and so I'm pretty much stuck to playing single player. Um, and I know the team can do good stuff. I like what the team has done before, and so Battle Block Theater, I just can't wait for it. Um, Another downloadable game is Fancy Pants Adventures. Now, unlike the other two, or most of these games actually, I have played the original Fancy Pants. Fancy Pants 1 and Fancy Pants 2 on Newgrounds. They're Flash games. And they're really, really good Flash games. Like some of the best Flash games I've ever played. Again, yeah, they're platformers. 2D, side-scrolling platformers, but they're really, really well made. I mean, they're kind of like Sonic in that they have like, you're supposed to run through the levels, and they all have a really good flow, and they have loop-de-loops sometimes, and just like big things you'll run up and jump off of. And yeah, just really fun platform. Looking forward to it. Next is Dynasty Warriors 7. And this is actually I'm recommended. Like personally, like this guy came up to me personally and said, "Hey, you should play this game. I think you'd like it." But Jim Sterling from Destructoid really loves the Dynasty Warriors series, and I really like Jim Sterling from Destructoid. I think he's a good man. He writes really well. He has really good opinions on things. I agree with him a lot of the time. Um, and the Dynasty Warriors series seems, at least, I mean, to take his word for it, like a really, really good hack and slash game. And I really, really like hack and slash games. I'm looking for a good one since No More Heroes 2. If Metal Gear Solid Rising isn't that, then Dynasty Warriors 7 definitely will be. I know the series gets really low reviews, but that's mostly in America and totally different taste, really. Western audiences and Eastern audiences. I think I mixed that up, but I'm in America, so West is whatever. Okay, but yeah, good hack and slash game. Hopefully, hopefully I'll get it, because I really like hack and slashes. Just beating whole crowds of people up all by yourself with your weapon. that type of stuff. And the last on my list is the Nintendo 3DS, and all the games that are coming out, are launching with it. I'm not going to list all the games here I'm excited for, but the Ocarina of Time remake, the new Kid Icarus, just all that other stuff. I'm busy.
For how long?
A few more minutes.
Then you'll come?
Yeah, I'll come. Yeah, I know. Every time I record something.
Oh, every time I do something, you're recording.
Yeah, I know. What's with you? I know it's your birthday. That doesn't give you the right. It's my mom's birthday today, the 31st.
Every right.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Throw this at you. This dog bone thing. At your feet. I'm not gonna hurt you. Just dance, Mom. Yeehaw!
You want to eat that dog bone?
No.
You want me to eat that dog
bone? No. Like. But yeah, it's actually her birthday today. The 31st, not the first. And last day of the year is her birthday. Totally ruins all my chances of getting a midnight kiss, as does me being a total nerd and unattractive and just not that kind of guy that a girl would like to go out with, because I'm totally sad and I make videos on the internet and no one watches. Anyway. No. I'm not going to cry about that today. It's my mom's birthday. No. But yeah, as I was saying, the Nintendo 3DS and everything coming out. And everything coming out with that. On the launch day, I'm thinking sometime in March is what I'm hearing. So the Ocarina of Time remake, the new Kid Icarus, the new Paper Mario, because I love the Paper Mario series. Just everything coming out with the 3DS, and then the 3DS itself, just, being 3D, the improved internet capabilities and whatever, and just the 3DS, Leave that. That's my biggest, most wanted thing of 2011. And, yeah, that's my list. Yeah, so what are you guys looking forward to in the new year? Post it either a video response or in the comments below. And Happy New Year! Happy New Year to you guys. I hope you stay with me over the next year. I'm going to be playing a lot of games on my other channel, Dash Roll Rush. I'll be making a lot of reviews and other videos on this channel right here. But yeah, have a happy new year. Play a lot of good games, meet a lot of cool people, watch a lot of cool movies and videos, and do a lot of cool things. I know next year, well, I don't know, but chances are I'm going to be going off to college. I'm going to be staying in the state, but I'm going to be going off to college and doing college stuff, and probably going to be broke and not have enough time to make enough videos for you guys, and now I can't stop my arm from doing this motion, and I kind of feel like I'm trying to grab at the camera, but like a dog chasing a laser thingy and can't quite reach it, and I'm like grasping, oh my fucking god, it's so annoying. But yeah, Happy New Year.